Miss Marin in the Easter Cup on Saturday. How's she going to the race?
Mate, she's going really well. We're really happy. She had a bit of a freshen up. Believe she could have run maybe 4th or 5th in the Australian Cup instead of 7th. Dan Nikolic was a bit itchy on the trigger there, which I've spoken to him about. But look, she's won the Easter Cup before, and she's a nice mare in good order, and it'll be a good race for her.
Is 2,000 in your view as far as she gets? Is that 2,000 again on Saturday? She hasn't run a place at anywhere further past 2,000.
When she has been there, I mean, she ran in the Queensland Oaks and ran 6th on a bog track and didn't really handle it. I think if I set her for a 2,400 metres specifically, she'd get it. I don't think that's a problem. Just that there's been so many juicy options along the way. What's her best distance? 2,000 metres is good for her because it means you don't have to grind her. But look, she's hard fit and she's fresh, and it's her home track, and J Maskeel to ride. So I would think if she runs up to her best, she may win again.
It's a significant class drop on her previous runs. Do you have another race for her in mind, or is she sort of horse just wait and see how she comes through each and every run?
She hasn't got a lot of runs left in her this prep. Assuming that we're happy with the way the Easter Cup works out and we run, she may have a little freshen up, and that will give her 3 weeks into the Emancipation, the Fillies and Mares group race in Sydney, and that would just about be it, I'd say. I've spoken to the owners, and pretty sure she's going to be mated, probably in Australia, this spring.
Two of your more flagship horses of recent times, Light Fantastic and Harder Dreams, are also both going around. Light Fantastic first in the Victoria Handicap, hasn't won for a while, probably doesn't really depict how good of a horse he is for you. How's he going into this run?
He's hardly the punter's pal, is he? Look, he's won $1 million and he's won his Group 1, but he hasn't won for a while. He gives me some sort of signs every now and again of a horse that's just at the end of what you can do with him sometimes. Hence the drop in grade. I mean, mind you, we only run him in the Group 1s, basically. But we'll run him here in the Easter Cup because if he draws a gate and has a nice run in the race, he needs to stand up and win. I've actually spoken to Bob Scarborough about my wife show jumping him. So he needs to put his hand up and say, I can still be a racehorse.
What do you make of his run in the Newmarket? It was against some pretty classy sprinters, only beaten 6 lengths at that Group 1 level. He can get back to that level again, can't he?
Group 1 level, it's a pretty hard level. You need your horse 100% savaging the line. He's running the Newmarket. Well, the inside half a dozen horses and the outside half a dozen horses tend to go up and down of the one spot in that race. You just needed to be on that crown of the track. It was a really funny Newmarket, that race. So not sure what to make of the Newmarket, but look, the horse is lovely in himself, and Craig rode him this morning and was really happy with him, and I've been really happy with him. We've actually schooled him over the last few weeks, and he's actually not a bad jumper.
Heart of Dreams and the George Rider in Sydney. The track, Rose Hill, the distance 1,500, and the Sydney way of going doesn't pose any problems. He won the far lap there at a previous start. How is he, and is he in Sydney at the moment?
He's worked here reverse way on the steeple grass here at Caulfield this morning. Got to travel to Sydney Thursday night, and question is, what if the track comes up heavy 9 or 10? Don't know what we're doing in that case. Haven't spoken to Larry Bartle yet, but look, really happy with the horse, and he's freshened up. I took a bit out of him going into the Australian Cup. I mean, he ran a pretty brave race, but honestly think the distance of the George Rider would suit him on top of the ground fresh. But I don't know if those heavy 9 or heavy 10 slogs, it just suits the vision and power type horse, and I'm not confident on that sort of ground with him, so remains to be seen.
As a trainer though, does that previous record at the track, at the distance, that way of going, fill your confidence, given the right conditions track-wise, but given the run he's had there and winning there, does that give you a hurdle you've already overcome?
It does, but in a priority order, I would be thinking, what does he have to race against? What lines up on the day? What are the track conditions on the day? Because you get a heavy track, you get a totally different 1, 2, 3 then you get on top of the ground. So it's a totally different race on a heavy track. And you know what Sydney's like. When it rains, it keeps raining, and having all sorts of trouble at Warwick Farm today with rails and bog holes, and so we'll just have to wait and see what the weather does to Rose Hill Saturday.
Get Out of Town is a first starter you've got here at Caulfield on Saturday in the 2-year-old by Hassanet. What sort of horse is he, and what sort of chance to give him?
Nice horse. Will find his feet in the 1200 metre. He's not a sit up on the bridle 1200 metre horse. He's okay. He's a little bit inexperienced. I'll probably give him a run here in the 1200 and tip him out. But 1400 metre, 1600 metre will suit him better.
Good luck on the weekend.
Thanks, Andrew.